following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the Meteorological May Category 5 finale here on Emory Uno Division 2. It's been a long tournament, and this has been a game in the making for a while, but we are finally here. I'm your host, G-Man, and we will crown our third tournament winner of the season. The question is, who will it be? Will it be Mihael, number 4 seed, looking to get some redemption after falling short in this round in Tournament 2 last season? Or will it be Bob Ross, who's been on a big upset run throughout this run? He's been on a big upset run throughout this run, and hopes to get the redemption here, or not redemption, Cinderella run, and hopes to get the Cinderella run going. And sorry about that. Hopes to get the Cinderella run and cap off the finish to his massive run. We'll take a look at the resumes here real quick. Mihael, Cyclone Region champion, 17-9 in the region. Had a good start against Jay Gibbs, won that one 4-2. Then a close call against Tonya 4-3, was able to survive that. But then from there, it was decent sailing as they were able to break the streak for Gio of the regional finals by beating him 4-2 in the round of 16, and then took out Ami, who was looking to make back-to-back Final Fours in the regional final in a 5-2 win. He made it to the Final Four for the second time in his career after that victory, and went on to defeat Cyan 5-4 in the Final Four to make it back here. And then for Bob Ross, 17-11 in the Altimeter region, he's the Altimeter region champion. Beat Snipers in a very close 4-3 in the first round, and besides the round 32, it's been a very close season for him thus far. Tournament thus far, every single game except the round 32 went down to the last one, and he was able to emerge victorious. Again, the one exception with the round 32 was J Money, who won Tournament 2, so he looks to carry some of that momentum with him into this finale and get the win and join him in the D2 Championship. And then, of course, the other two people Bob Ross able to beat in his region were Marble Side and then White Spider. White Spider being the win that got him into the LCQ, but now he looks to go directly into the D2 Championship and not have the risk of playing through the LCQ. All right, let's take a look at the bracket here with the Final Four. Again, both games in the Final Four went 9. Bob Ross came out victorious against Red, was able to overcome a 3-0 deficit there. And then Mihael was able to overcome the back and forth between him and Cyan to reach this point. And now we will crown our champion here tonight in the best of 9. Jump over to the stream here. I'm joined by my co-commentator Tapiri, who may have to dip in the middle of this one, but Tapiri will get your thoughts real quick and then go to the players here. Any comments on both these players' tournaments thus far to this point? And I mean, again, the D2 Championship auto berth is 5-game wins away. So, any comments on the mindset for both these players going into this night to try and get there first?
he took down those 3 games in a row to take down the series in Game 9. So he definitely has what it takes to get the win here tonight, and I'm looking forward to see how he does that with the best of 9. So I think it's going to be a really good match. I think it is going to be a fitting finale for Meteorological May here. I think it is going to be uh, one that you're going to be chasing down the storm here. The eye of the hurricane is going to be ramping up pretty soon tonight. So I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited for it, and I am just waiting to see how it unfolds here. So back to you, G.
Yeah, again, you mentioned the storm here. Ironically, I feel like this season all the finales are storms in a way. Of course, February Flurry, the Blizzard, Archery April, Storm of Arrows, and of course this one, a literal hurricane in a way with Meteorological May. And I guess you could argue for Justice July, a storm of words when we get there. We'll go to our players here. Start with Mihael. Mihael, you're the only person, you're the only one of the two who has experience in the finale. And you were able to take it all the way down to the wire in that last one. Unfortunately, came up a little short there, but you do have the experience from the past. Anything you take with that going into tonight to try and get redemption here, get the tournament win, and have yourself auto locked into the D2 championship, and probably enter the next tournament as #1 overall ranked. And Michael's gonna type his answer here, and while he's typing that, we'll go to Bob Ross quickly. It's been an incredible run for you, all things considered. In a tournament with a lot of projected outcomes, you have definitely stood against the tide and kept the run going, upset after upset, making it all the way to this point. Any comments on what you've been able to accomplish thus far, and do you believe you have a little more in you to get the win here and put yourself directly into the D2 championship? All right. We'll go to my hill first. I left a lot on the table last time I made the finale this year. Much more familiar with the system, and I've added a few moves to my bag, so I'm hoping for the best tonight. Um, for Bob Ross, did you hear the question or no? I could repeat it if you want. He lost to well, never mind. Okay, I could type it out. So just give me a second. There you go. It's been an incredible upset run in the tournament. Thought forecasted results. What do you make it the run to the point? Do you believe you have a bit more need to get the tournament victory and cap off this breakout performance? All right, that'll be the question for Bob Ross. He might be typing it, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, Bob Ross is gonna type. So I'll both players type. I mean, my mindset this whole time has been. I mean, he has said this in past games. I don't care who I'm facing. Check it for the next one here. But I mean, again, Tapir. I mean, Bob Ross has said this a lot in this tournament run. He's just kind of had a mindset where he's not really focused on the opponent, more just focused on the game. And again, I don't care who I'm facing. I'm playing the same no matter what.
Yeah, it does seem to be a predominant theme with his playing style. It's going to be one focus. It's going to be one-sided. So we're going to see basically how he takes that to the court today.
All right.
I would be scared if I was Mihael, yeah. Yeah, I would be too. Faced down that 3-0 last time and got it back against Red. So it is going to be a tough one for Mihael tonight.
Yeah, I mean, again, Bob Ross mentioned he's never been the favorite to win, but he's still won. That has kind of been a theme throughout most of this tournament. So we'll see if he can do that one more time here, since the analyst split was 2-1. All right, we've waited long enough. Let's get things going. Yoshi will be the referee. Mihael will have the call for game one since he's the higher seed. Mihael, what will the call be? All right, gonna go 7 as he usually does. Again, having
Where he's had the most experience there.
that is
7 is OG for everyone, so it's gonna be a nice feeler game just to start it off here.
that is true. So having that experience there does help. Yoshi will update when he is ready.
And of course, for those of us familiar with UUL, we only do best of 7, or excuse me, 7 card best of 3 there. So, if you play there, you're going to have a lot of experience there in 7 card starts.
All right, there it is, and we are going green 5 is the opener. The Meteorological May Category 5 finale is underway.
All right, skies are darkening. We are heading right into the storm here. Game number 1.
Still a good game. Still a good day for golf though, as we start on the greens and quick driver there with
Absolutely.
Mihael.
Starting
Ooh.
on the green into the red here. Switch to red. Undercut into the water.
Mihael with a quick start here, already down to 4, putting the pressure on early. Again, best of 9, 1 power play from both players. We got
That's
the first
crazy.
ditto.
Quad 7s right off the bat. That's nuts.
Those last 2 were a ditto here. Mihael's able to keep this rolling. Mihael's off to a quick start here. Bob Ross runs out. Can Mihael keep it going? Yes, he can. This could be a very quick plan A game for Mihael here, and that'd be a good start for him in this series. No, falls 2 cards short.
It's going to be Draw City here, and it'll be looking for top decks now. It's going to be a matter of who's going to get it, and Bob Ross is going to break free with the red 6.
Does that
So
help
that should
Mihael?
give Mail an
No.
option. No, that looks like 2-color. That's 2-color to me.
It's not great. Not a great spot for Mihael right now. Bob Ross is going to keep rolling with the red here, but the thing is, you'd think Bob Ross may have to at least go into the yellow, which we have not seen yet. So I would think Mihael has some yellow, but he also has a green switch here in the into the green 4. Ooh, Bob Ross now with nothing on green. I think you really got, if you're both these players, you really got to consider when that switch the yellow have it, because I think both have, and there you go. Bob Ross has the switch. It's how much do each player have on this color? Home with the, okay, that is
Oh my
that is not a command.
Happy June, everyone. We are starting off strong.
Autocorrect is going crazy.
Autocorrect showing its true colors right about now.
Okay. Alright. Back into blue now. Get the switch off yellow. Another blue skip from Bob Ross and another draw. Can Michael keep this going here? He is typing. Although that might be a response here. It is 3-3. Yeah, there it is. And a draw, there you go. Another draw in blue. So no real connections to the end right now for both players.
Yeah, I think we're just fresh out of blue here. Fresh out of water. Go home, everyone. You're thirsty.
Ooh, Bob Ross gets the red skip top deck.
There.
Yeah, we'll take advantage of it. I mean,
That's going to be a good one.
that's 3 skips for Bob Ross. 2 of them were immediately followed the draw, and Mihail's still struggling on red. Bob Ross down to Uno now, and he's kind of turned this game around. It was looking like a quick run for Bob Ross here, or Mihail, and now Bob Ross is at Uno. Quick switch to the yellow 2, that could be risky here, and it does work out, gets the ice.
I suppose
And,
there is a universe
self-ditto.
where Bob Ross has a wild there, right, G? Just to finish on any color. Well, there is a wild, so
Oh, I
top
don't
deck.
know if that's what he meant to do.
That's crazy.
That might have been a
Like you were
mistake.
on yellow.
What does Mihael make of this one now?
Yeah, I think the folks at home are confused with that one also.
I feel like
Maybe it's a
that might have been a mistake. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that was the color
yeah,
that
okay.
Bob Ross was looking for. He got the top deck, and again, it's like typing the right thing is important. And now Mihail looking the roll, but Bob Ross could get the Uno here, and that this might be a bit of a bit problematic here for Bob Ross. I know the Oilers game is going on right now, so may not be all over the place here. All right, Mihail with the clever response. +2, and it looks like he's gonna close out
Did
this
it take
first
it
game
back?
here. No, he does not.
Oh, wow.
And this first game has now gone chaotic.
Bob Ross giving a little bit of hope.
Okay, gets a top deck. But again, blue is not going to be the
Now you got
solution
to
for
think,
Mihail.
is the number gonna be right here for the blue 2 here?
I mean, we've seen the twos before. I don't know if it's going to work here. No, it won't. But
Yeah.
Mihail's in a position where he can benefit off a top deck. So it's not the worst spot to be in, especially with Bob Ross continuing the draw. So I mean, if Mihail could still stay in this low range, he's not in a terrible spot. But another draw here is not going to allow him to benefit off a top deck +4. Because to switch the green. Now the green 6. Ooh, crossover in the red now. This has been the color that's been a struggle for Mihail all game. Gets the Uno though off it.
That might be a risky play. Let's see what Bob has for it, though, if anything. Let's just wait and see.
He has 4
Maybe a
cards.
+2 in the back pocket, perhaps.
Red
Does the red
1.
1 play it clean? Here comes Mail for game
And looks like
1.
the wrong number here. Nothing. No, he stays alive for now.
That's a little bit of a fake out there. So we're going to press on for game 1 now on the red 1. And here comes Bob Ross to see if he's got a top deck. Looks like a red 4 there.
Yeah, Mihail's really hoping he could try to get this game win because it definitely would be a steal. Blue 4 switching the Uno.
Back into blue. Back into blue. Back at check as well. A little nod from Mihail, so maybe he just has yellow left, and he's not given an opportunity
Wild
to.
green. This is
Oh,
game probably here. He finds another wild. Can he
is
find
he
it?
locked in? Is bro locked in?
No, he needed the yellow.
Oh, that's a fake out. Bob Ross for game 1 looks like, unless he makes we
There
did
he's
last
got it. All
time.
right.
Yep, there you go.
Unfortunate for Mihail, couldn't find it to the end. Bob Frost able to escape with a major mistake though. Um, but yeah, I think for Mihail he needed yellow there because I don't think red didn't look strong and blue was I don't know if the blue was there, but yeah, I mean. Bob Ross, any comments on that one? I mean, be able to escape with that one, but sometimes that's just kind of what you need. Yeah, I think the unfortunate thing for Mihail is he really just could not find that connection to the end there, and I think that last card ended up being yellow. So it was really that 50-50 there towards the end. But yeah, Tapir, any thoughts on that one? Bit of a chaotic start to the series.
I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect, right? That blunder with the wild kind of gave it a little extra layer of strategy, but I think we really just kind of saw a good testament of skill there with the switching and everything, kind of just figuring out what the other player needs and avoiding it. So I still think this is going to be a really good match. I think Bob Ross kind of learned from that blunder there. So barring any more of those epic mistakes there, I think we'll be good to go. So I'm excited to start up game 2 here.
All right, yeah, we'll jump to game 2 here. I mean, Bob Ross kind of indirectly answered what I was gonna ask him. I don't know if you actually heard that, but he did answer, and then Mihael doesn't really have much to add, so we'll jump to game 2 here. Mihael still has the call though. He can go back to 7 if he wants to, but we'll see if he maybe wants to go somewhere else. Not the 42.
Not the 42. 42 cards. 42 cards start for a 2 a.m. stream. Let's go.
All right, we are going back to 7 here.
7 has been a predominant theme, looks like. But we're starting off with Red Zero Sugar.
Look again. I mean,
We'll start with the 7, right?
returning to a card
Yikes.
start you lost on can be a hit or miss. We'll see how this goes here. But red started off, but Bob Ross is gonna immediately switch to yellow.
Gee, I would normally agree, but I think the exception for a 7-card start is simply because it's so common and it's what everybody grew up on. So I don't think that really applies with a 7. But any other card start, absolutely. Going back to it's definitely risky.
Alright, Mihael has no yellow here, so this 7-card start may not be working out for him once again. Bob Ross able to keep it rolling on the yellow though. Can Mihael find a switch or maybe a top deck? No, we cannot. So this is not looking good for Mihael here. Gets off the yellow though. Bob Ross with the switch here that should free him up in theory.
A little bit of a break there, yeah.
And he does ultimately rebound from those 2 draws in yellow with the +2 there, so I believe we are back at even now. Well, we were, but Bob Ross now takes advantage, and Mihael with the switch. So we technically are even, but Bob Ross has the advantage. We'll cross over into the green 3, double green 3 from Bob Ross here. Can Mihael keep it going on red, or does he have another switch of his own? He does keep it going on green. Green 7, another green 1 from Mihael, so number efficiency on both sides here. And Bob Ross runs out. Can Mihael get a switch or keep green going? He does get the switch in the blue, and that works out perfectly for Mihael. Bob Ross with the 0, blue skip, and Mihael does get one back here. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And able to find that one to the end. I mean, Mihael, any thoughts? The yellow was no yellow there at all, but found the green switch and then was able to just get rolling there, beat out Bob Ross in the battle of the greens. But any comments there on what you're able to do to get the win there, especially that switch, that fade switch in the blue 3.
Little skill and a little luck there. Yeah, that's Uno for you.
Yeah, that is ultimately what it comes down to sometimes, and Mihael was able to find that. They can navigate the color switches fairly well, and the numbers fell into the place. Little skill and a little luck there. And then for Bob Ross here, really came down to losing the battle on green, as I mentioned before. We'll see if he has any comments on that one, but he will have the homestand. So he gets game 3 call. I think Yoshi will probably have to type that for him, but yeah, he just had the right card and was able to stay on top of my switches. Yeah, I think it's a fair enough assessment of it, but game three just can't go 7, so to Miles' disappointment, we will not be returning to 7 once again. It's better starting 3, you know. Alright, gonna go 9 here. So we are sticking with lower mid tier right now, which is interesting because we've seen a lot of these later rounds to go very exclusively high tier. Bob Ross has kind of been the one who's bucked the trend for a lot of these later games as somebody with his upset run. But I think the closest other person that would go lower tier would be Mihael. So I think this is just a combination where we're gonna see a lot of middle of the pack card starts tonight.
Definitely staying in that tier there. Going into a red 4.
We've seen some early switches here, so I'm wondering if we get one soon. Red +2, and there's your switch here. It's going to be a +6. So that's going to throw Mihael back early. And we go into yellow, 3-card switch from the +2s. Again, it's a good switch there. Throw some ammo, throw some cards towards Mihael's way, but could also, okay, well, no yellow 7 for Mihael. It does have the yellow 8 though. That would have been a complete disaster if we didn't have any yellow after that. And oh, Bob Ross was actually looking for a switch back, didn't get it, so that gives Mihael a little bit more information. Yellow 5. Yellow 2.
Hello there. Yellow 2
Not a
to a
hellos.
what? Red
Ooh,
2.
red 2. Alright. Mihael
Gonna
looking
go
to
back there for a little bit.
take control. And we get a Uno table command. We don't see that too often. And another draw from Bob Ross. So he played himself out early, but I mean that red draw is not that surprising because that was what he switched off of. So low on red and yellow. But again, Mihael is gonna just keep controlling the colors. Just gonna go through. He knows he has to go through green and blue at some point. So just gonna try to get that out of the way.
Kind of just drain them down. Be Bob Ross looking for something here.
Has a green skip. Can he find anything else? He does have a green 6.
Quick double play. Okay. Nothing special.
Yeah, Bob
Here
Ross
comes
would okay.
Mihael.
Well, I was about to say Bob Ross is sticking at 5 cards, but for most of this stint, but now he's up to 7, and Mihael takes the lead after being thrown back early. Yeah, Mihael keeping it going on green. Question is how will Bob Ross be able to respond here? Mihael waiting on the type. Bob Ross thinking for a second on this. Although again, he did mention he is not fully locked in here, so that could be a slight problem. Doesn't necessarily mean he's out of it. Sometimes people win these games while not being fully locked in, but definitely helps to be looking towards the cards can help you make some of the more tougher decisions. Ooh, and a double draw there, so we are out on green. I think the biggest thing there, Mihael was not able to find that switch into blue or maybe back into the red potentially, so it's going to be him with Bob Ross on this draw city here for a little bit. Ooh, we get the wild blue here, so there is the break. That should free up Mihael. There it is, blue 8. We'll see what Bob Ross has in response. Blue 1. Alright, we run numbers. Now the battle on blue begins. Doing a little counting up here. 1, 2, 3. Did we see a 4? No, we see skips.
Easy as.
Big
1, 2,
skip
3. Here
run.
comes Mihael.
1, 2, 3, 4 cards in that run as we get the Uno on the yellow. Can Mihael find a finish here? Bob Ross gets the switch into blue.
Oh, that's big.
And it's a wild save here to get the win.
wild finish.
2-1.
That's nice.
Yeah, good
Good when
hold.
that happens for
Good
Mihael.
holds
Yeah.
from Mihael there, but all he needed was that blue and got the job done because he didn't really actually have that much yellow, only the 2 skips and a 5. But Mihael, good stuff. I mean, you definitely I want to ask if that draw was from the start or if you got it from the draw city. and just the thoughts on waiting to use that until the right time came around, and not just using it during the draw city. It's also Mihail's first wild of the game. Wild came early in draw city, but I holstered it. All right. Well, I mean, I think that's reasonable that it came from draw city, but I mean, it's still a good hold because you could have done what Bob Ross did and break it off early.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, it's a good time. It's good when you have it, because at least then you're just able to keep it when you need it. So good play from Hale there. Typical what I'd expect out of him. So expect to see more of that as we continue on.
And we'll mention also, sometimes this ends up being a jinx, but still no +4s have shown their face thus far in the series, and we are 3 games in. I don't know if Bob Ross unmuted because I heard I did. Bob Ross is unmuted. Bob Ross, can you hear us? I'm gonna take that as a no. All right. All right. So Bob Ross switching up, costing you there towards the end. Anything else maybe could have went different, or was just the way things were gonna go? So we'll see what he responds with. But yeah, again, I mean, to here we gotta ask if maybe that maybe being a little aggressive and going for that wild blue, which we have not seen all match. Maybe that could be. Any thoughts on maybe that not being the play at that moment? Because ultimately the way you look at it, that is what cost him, and you do see that in his response. Tapir.
Yeah, sometimes you just get to it and can't really get it to work out. So yeah, we'll see.
Right. I think again for Bob Ross, he does have plenty of game left to play, but his friends are also leaving soon, so he'll hopefully be more locked in. But he's gonna have to try to minimize some of this damage here, because it's 2 games in a row dropped. So we'll see if he could avoid making it 3.
Uno is love. Uno is life.
Mihael has been breathing Uno the last month in preparation for this game.
He's been oozing drives.
Yeah, Bob Ross is unmuted again. I'm wondering if maybe we should server mute him until he's set there, because I think he keeps accidentally doing it. Green Skip is going to be the opener, so that's the first special card start we've seen. And it also is 10, so we are still sticking towards that mid-tier. Mihail casually getting 11 +4s. Yeah, okay, we'll just server mute him until he's set. All right, big +6 here coming to start this game off from Bob Ross. So a bit of an ammo drop. And we go into blue, so Mihail already at 16 cards, so already 10 cards behind, and he has not played a single card yet. Red 3. Yeah, a bit of a quicker pace to open this one after the ammo run, but Bob Ross able to hold it onto the red, and it's another light switch from Mihail here, but is this what Bob Ross actually wants? No, he finds the draw. Bob Ross cannot play green, and Mihail is looking to roll on this green now to try to take advantage of this. Top deck green 9, so Bob Ross keeps himself afloat to be another number guess from Mihael here. Or no, he's actually going to go back to the red now. And Bob Ross is out on red as well, so that's 2-color now. Piece of the 0 gets the tough switch, and I mean, but and Mihael is currently rolling right now. 3-card run. He is cutting the gap.
At this point, you're going to play Minesweeper. You're going to try and figure out what color you don't want. Well, here's one of them, a yellow 8.
I think he wanted that, though. There is a ditto.
Yeah.
Yellow 6. Mihael in a decent
Comes
spot
Mihael.
at the moment. Ooh, gets to switch in the blue now. Yellow 6, we saw that before, but Mihael took advantage of it. Will he do it again? He does have the yellow still. May have been another fade switch.
A little bit of a nod there.
There's the first +4 of the entire series, and it goes into blue.
It's entirely possible he's got the other one, too.
That's going to be a block on Bob Ross ultimately, as he was down to 3, but Mihael down to 2 now. Blue. Can Mihael find a finish here with a 2-card run? He finds a second +4, and it's going to be 3-1 here, and it finds another wild on top of it. Mihael finally digging up the +4s here, and does it in a big way. Every single one of those came for the +2 chain. Wow. And ultimately, the aggressive start, and another thing that ultimately does not work out for Bob Ross, it's this time the +6 is going to cost him. And that's 3 in a row for Mihael now. Mihael, you are on a roll. Any thoughts there? Yeah, Mihael is on a redemption arc here, and he does not want to be denied tonight. Playing really well so far. You can. Assuming it's not, like, telling someone what to do. I think it was up 3-1 to Pier 2, so I'm going to stay locked in and not take anything for granted. We could always check to see if that was the case. Yeah, actually that was, thank you for finding that, but yeah, I mean, you've been in this position before, so anything you take from that going into these next set of games to try to avoid the same fate. We'll say Mihael has ran off 3 straight though, so it is a little differently. Mihael did miss the D2 championship last year, that is correct. So, looking to get a win here to make sure he gets that auto berth. This time he needs to finish as hard as I start. Well, I mean, the thing with that is you never want to leave it up to chance. But yeah, Mihael is in a really good spot right now, but he will definitely want that tournament win. Anyways, for Bob Ross, 4 C's. All right, he said it above. Literally 4 C's power cards off the bat. Didn't want to use it, but drawing at the start was. But yeah, I mean, Tapir 3-1 start, and it's looked somewhat similar so far to the series he had in the finale, against yourself last season. But I mean, any comments so far? I mean, I think Bob Ross has just kind of been a little bit, has just kind of made a few small mistakes here, and Mihael's been playing pretty flawlessly so far with what he's had.
I mean, look, all things considered, Bob Ross still playing really well. I mean, he's had some good moments where he's kind of just fended off Mihael's attacks, and so I think given the right circumstances, you mentioned his friends are leaving, give him an opportunity to lock in. I think he can really bring it back and force this into an effective game, best of 9, or best of 3, for Game 7. So we'll see how that shakes out. We starting up next game pretty soon here, but I don't think it's far from over, or I think it's far from over. Rather, I think we're gonna have a lot of drives left to get to.
All right. Mihael has the game 5 call. Just can't pick 10 here. We'll see what he decides to go with here, but there's a bit of an open range. We've seen a lot of mid-tier so far. We'll see if it keeps going. 11, so we're creeping up into the higher end of mid-tier, but we're still technically in the mid-tier range. And yellow 6 is going to be over here. This is a big game for Mihael. If he could go up 4-1, he is in a great spot. Immediate switch. No, you didn't want that you start on the yellow. I don't know if Short's gonna join. He's just taking a little bit of. He just needs a night off, so he'll probably just spectate from afar. But, everyone again, all best wishes to Short here. But yeah. Anyways, we'll jump into the green still. Bob Ross able to play it. But my chuckle is all right, but it's just not the same. I get it.
That's true. That's true.
It appears go off. All right, we keep going up the green.
Knock knock. Beyond the grave. Short is beyond the grave. One too many drives.
I'm able to commentate if you have to step out, by the way.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Anyway, switch to yellow, and they cross over in the blue now.
It's going to be trip 9s here. There is a door closed on that rainbow, but we're going to be running those blues now. Let's go to a blue 8. Here comes Bob Ross for a response.
Right,
Blue 6, you guys.
We keep rolling blue here. So far, we've been able to just kind of run plan A. No one's drawn yet. Bob Ross looking to go on maybe a bit of a run to take the lead here. There it is. +2 is going to throw Mihael back. And wild red. So, that is Pandora's. Although we haven't really seen much on yellow. Ooh, and the +2 in response, you're going to give a bit of a slap. And I think that's going to tie things right back up. It's going to be basically back where we started. Red 5, can Mihael keep this going here again? A game win would be huge. He does. And with the lead right now, can Mihael keep control of this game?
And that's the thing, G. You got to be in the driver's seat. We talk about drives a lot, but it's really true. You can't really give up that control. You have to retain that leverage in a game like this. If you want to give me your thoughts on just how you try and maintain that control during the match. What are some key things that you look for when you're playing? Go for it.
Ooh, red 5. Okay, I mean, the biggest thing with control, especially in this, especially when it's a close game, you want to make sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity to not be forced into a draw situation. So in general, you just got to make sure you're doing what you need to do to keep yourself alive, but also not destroy any potential possibilities to the end there. But if you're stuck in a situation where, I mean, you just played a red 5. But I mean, if you're stuck in a situation where it's not looking good for you, you don't have a direct path, but your opponent keeps going, and you have like that +4 or something, you shouldn't be afraid to hold off on it, especially if you're thinking that they might have the finish there. But
For sure. Yeah, you got to be able to kind of make those right calls, especially when it gets down to the wire there. And I think especially in Bob Ross's
Oh,
case
there's
right
Uno
now.
right there. We go to 5.
Oh. Now this could be another situation where he's got a wild behind.
Blue 0, can he
And so it
find
wouldn't
it?
matter what
No.
number. All right, so this is just going to be a straight draw there.
Alright, Bob
and
Ross is okay with that. Can Mihael cap blue reverse? Does he have a reverse?
Red
No, he does
verse?
not.
Oh, okay. All right. Still top deck city here. We're going to see who gets the break first. It's going to be Mr. Bob Ross. Going to be Mihael over here.
Yeah, I think Mihael was hoping for a quick switch here from Bob Ross to defend, but it just did not go. I'm wondering if maybe he was looking for a fade switch back, and it just kind of blew up in his face. We'll have to see afterwards, but blue 3 gets another top deck here. I mean, he is staying low, so that is good. We're really hoping for a green 3. Draw from Bob Ross. Can Mihael find a switch?
Okay. Riddles is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, that's the Ridley nickname, I guess. But Draw City continues on the blue here, and Ridley disappointed with the no green. Another blue 3. That's not really gonna do much here, unless Mihael was holding on to something. Yeah, there. I don't know if I love that. I sometimes in that situation I like holding on to that, but maybe that's just a me thing. Because that does keep Mihael low, but ultimately this card doesn't really do anything to progress what you need. Especially in Mihael's spot where he does have the lead right now. Blue 2. Do we get a switch here? Do we keep another draw going from Mihael? There it is. Yellow 2. And Mihael looking to fend off Bob Ross, who was at 13 cards, now 12, 11. Make that 10. Yellow skips are coming in, and we ended off with the yellow 9, so little 3-card run there. Again, this is a spot where like you have a little bit more comfort here, because you do have a bit more of a gap. You're less susceptible to like a massive run to the end, but still definitely pressure. You still gotta get there. So another ditto happens. L0 keeps running the yellows here. Mihael cannot find it.
It's not like you're at 2 and 4 to where a 4-card run is, possible. Like at 8 and 9 and 10, it's like a lot more unlikely that you're gonna have that run right to the finish. So we're gonna see how they take it here. So we're gonna start with Bob Ross here. His turn is he's down by 2 right now.
Yeah, again, discussion on the zeros here. Bob Ross just played the yellow 0. We'll see what the response is. Bob Ross did not realize that there was a play. We'll see what the next one is. 7:55. I believe this is the longest game of the series so far. Might need to double check that, but Mihael gets a top deck yellow. Yeah, it is just past the 8 minutes. And
Green
Bob
3
Ross
enthusiast is crazy work.
Yeah, Bob Ross is getting a lot of these yellows here, so this is really good for him as he is going to take the lead now with the red switch, and not the situation Mihael was hoping in, especially where he was at Uno at one point. But he does take the lead right back. But this is a much closer game now.
Here comes Mail for a response with a red 1, and let's see what Bob Ross has in return.
Wild green. Haven't seen that in a while.
There's your chance for the red. There's your chance for the green 3, man. Do it. Make him proud.
Does he even have the green 3
4,
though?
make me proud.
It's green 4, green 3. There's the questions from both, but I don't even know if it's going to be either. Does Mihael even have a card here? Oh, he goes for the power play here.
Oh, he's going to take it down. Okay.
Honestly, I think that's a good call there. Had the wild as well, but I mean, Bob Ross very well could have had that finish there. We'll see what he had to say, but Mihael just going to go for the power play there and not save it for that potential series finish. I think that's ultimately a good call, but we'll have to get this last game win without a power play. But Mihael, any thoughts on that and just the thought process to go for the power play right there and then? All right, Mihael up 4-1 here. And we'll ask Bob Ross to see what his thoughts were, but he had to play my power play before the match point, but that was a necessary evil. I mean, again, if Bob Ross had the finish right there, that is the best way to use power play because you actively just change the result of the game. So, that could be big for Mihael, and that does keep the momentum on his side here. That's now 4 straight.
And we talk about this a lot. 4-1 is a whole lot better than 3-2. So absolutely no regrets. I don't mind that at all. It's only going to be just one game left for him to have to take.
He
To
did
get to
have
that
the
win.
finish. Oh my
that's
god.
wild. That's crazy.
And could be a series deciding power play right there. And again, I say it, that is the best use for a power play, not the one that finishes the game, but the one that actively changes the result. So really good call there. But again, Bob Ross could have power played there as well, but he's in a much more tough spot. But yeah, really good call there from Mihael to go for that. As he is up 4-1 now, and Bob Ross is gonna have to make a massive comeback here to get the win, but he does have the power play though, so can use in one of these games.
Obviously, Bob Ross now in a scenario where he can't really save the power play anymore. Like his entire tournament career is on the line here, for the finale. So you just kind of have to burn it and pray that you get the rest through.
I need to find the there we go. I do have a question for Mihael here. Any comments on no, not forward. Any comments on this specifically because you went for a play there at Uno and then you said it ultimately backfired. So any comments on what that was for? And then what went wrong there? After that, I think we'll be good to go. Alright, can't tell you yet in case I try to get something similar in one last fortune. Okay, that's fine. We can hold it off till the end of the series. But really fun. I have a few guesses of what it could be, but yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. But I think I have an idea what it would have been. Ridley is an advocate that green 3 will be the last card played, and we now know their favorite card. But yeah, I mean, with that said, game 6 here, Mihael just needs to win one of these next 4, and he is the Meteorological May champion. We'll see what he goes with here. Yoshi, feel free to give the call. Alright, there goes Bob Ross. And he's back. Let me check. Let me see maybe if he's good to go. Nope, still muted, so might not be.
No 11 there.
He could go back 7, but we'll see.
He's just gonna go 6 or something.
Maybe the full send. We haven't seen it high tier yet. There
True.
it is. It is the
Oh,
full
he's
send.
doing it. There
Alright,
it
he's
is.
gonna go. This is the first high tier we've seen.
Taking it all the way, perhaps, for the finish here. This will be for the whole kit and caboodle, all the marbles. It'll be a great way to end the tournament if he gets it done. As we start off with that yellow 5. No green 3 yet, since we've been saying it. We're going to have to get to that green first, no matter what number, unless it's a yellow 3 into a green 3. But anyway, yellow 9. Here comes Bob Ross. We're going to see what he has. Obviously, with a lot more cards, there's a lot more flexibility. So we're going to see just how he plays. He's going to keep clean with the yellow. Okay, not special. Here comes Mihael for another response here to keep the yellows going.
Again, I mean, and then the stats up there. I mean, if Mihael wins, he'll be the first player in D2 to win a tournament while having a loss in a prior finale. Again, the only other player who's made a finale made multiple finales this background who went over 2 in the regular season and unfortunately 0 for 3 overall. But we'll see if Mihael can get the win here. He is up 4-1, but anything can happen. We do have a ditto here, as I was pulling that up, but we're going yellow, and again, some side conversations here. We do see that sometimes. And we keep counting up here, so it was 1, 2, 2, 3. But we're gonna skip the 4 here and go straight into the 5.
Oh my gosh, the audacity. Skip the 4s entirely?
Tapir is hurt.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Yeah, Tapir's drives are going to be a bit more somber going forward after that one, but Bob Ross runs out in the yellow. Can Mihael keep it going, or do we have either a switch or a double draw? Ooh, we keep going up the ladder. Now into 7. Now into 8.
No way!
Can we get the close with 9?
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god.
I mean, that is the way you count.
This is crazy.
Technically, if you add the 2s together, it is a 4. And 1, 2,
back
2,
down to 7.
1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a skip. That is how you count. But Mihael with a good lead here right now.
Now we're resetting back to the 1.
Will we go up the ladder
Climb
again?
back up 2, 3. Get the 4 this time. Don't leave it behind.
Well, we're gonna draw, so that ultimately does not work out for Mihael. He was looking for a switch, didn't get it. Back up to 7 though. And that actually gives Mihael what he needed. Wow. I don't know if that was the play Bob Ross wanted, especially after seeing the draw there, but we'll see if Bob Ross can capitalize on this blue.
See if we can keep running it down a little bit. There's a 4. There is your 4, 3, 4.
Blue reverse.
Reverse.
We'll see what else he has here. Maybe get a
What's
color
gonna
switch
be
for...
next card?
You can maybe see a color switch, but you can maybe also keep saying we are going to get a color switch. And Bob Ross saying he went down 4-1 to aura farm, and we are aura farming here with the 3 color reverses, and we go into green. Did take a stop on the red here, but I don't think we're really going to be seeing red for a while, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Of course, it could have just been the 1 that he couldn't get rid of.
But now we're counting down. Now we're counting down. 7, 6, 5, 3.
Once again, you people skip the 4. And now it's a 2.
No one likes the 4. Oh my god. And he leaves the door open. Risky play from Mihael here. I guess we're not making the 4s anymore. And Tapir with mass disappointment from the 4s.
Totally crashing out right now.
Maybe the series will end at 4, and that's the risk with holding it open. Just got a +6.
It's a
He's up to
crazy run
9.
right now.
Big ammo war here at the moment. But Mihael went for a really risky play and ultimately got
Left it
+6 here.
open there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He
going
was
to
down to
send Mihail back quite a bit.
He was down to 2 before that, and this is starting to fall apart a little bit for Mihael here.
And that blue wild was really what Bob Ross needed. Hopefully he can run this down now with the blue. I don't think it's going to be a KT Classic at this point. Just because obviously I think there's a lot more more ammo, a lot more cards that need to be played here. If it's just numbers, yeah, blue 5 there.
Yeah,
It's going to be Mihail with the response now. If he's got anything, no blue at all. Even with 11 cards, so it's going to be huge for Bob Ross getting the red there.
Switch the
Gives
red.
Mihail a break.
I mean, Mihael mentioned it here. Didn't have a winning combo, so he played defense. I think that's made the first play where he went for something and it does not really work out well. But again, no draw. I think this might be this honestly at this point might be the surrender flag here for Mihael if he cannot find any blue or red.
There's probably only one other scenario that I could possibly see happening here, and it's just Mihail fishing for some ammo.
Yeah, did not seem to have anything. +4
Well,
from
that's
Bob
not
Ross, and
gonna
he's gonna get one
happen
back.
here.
All right, Bob Ross
So
back
it's
on
gonna
the
be
board.
4-2.
Yeah.
6 minutes and 44 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go for it. Go ahead. Yeah.
For Bob Ross, there's his question there. Back on the board, got a long way to go. Still going broke up momentum. Any thoughts on that game, just how it played out? And then for Mihail, I mean, played defense there, but ultimately, that just ended in a little sad. Okay, you can unmute now. Okay, hang on, we will do that. Boom, there you go. All right, so Bob Ross
Hi guys.
is muted. Hello.
Let's see. What's the question? Bob Ross
Like,
back on the board. Got a long way to go still, but he broke up the momentum. And also, yeah, I don't know. My main thing was just trying to keep calm still. Like, I mean, obviously, I didn't have any of the momentum, but I worked perfectly fine with no momentum. And I was really glad he picked the 15 because I was gonna pick the 15 if I had it because I just needed a marathon. Just to kind of like if I get one bad draw and it's low cards, then my tournament's just over. So it was just nice. I had some decent cards. I got the +4 from the start, and I decided to hold on to it for my plan, and it worked. And now I have the momentum back, and I'll win the next 3 games. I have my lucky jersey on. That's about all I need. So I still expect myself to win this tournament.
all right, Bob Ross, I think, is locked in now here, so we'll see how that changes the game here. And then I think Milo kind of responded. Absolutely nothing there. Had long-term winning combo, but draw city filled my hand too much. Can't take advantage. That rightly would have ended on game 3. Yeah, I think after that +2, that +6 there, and then getting responded back on that with the opening, I think things kind of just fell apart for Mihail there because he couldn't really benefit off a top deck switch on a regular red. But I mean, Tapir, any thoughts on that one? Mihail just kind of came up short there, but he does have a little wiggle room here.
Yeah, I mean he's only going to win one of the last 3 games here for Mihail, but I think this is a great way for Bob Ross gets back some momentum. He just said himself went back the next 3, which he did do in that game with Red, so it's not out of the question. And then he does still have that power play if he gets a chance to use it. So we're gonna see what he does with that going forward.
Another thing also now is Bob Ross kind of got the hard game out of the way because the next 2 games he's going to have the card start count, so he will have the ability to choose. So we'll see what he does with that, but just can't pick 15 for this next one. Just going to game 7. I'm gonna stay high. Gonna stay higher tier. Just gonna go a little lower, 13. Ooh, and another skip. That's the second time we started with a skip in this series. This time it's gonna be yellow. And Bob Ross gonna just open with the 6. Not gonna try to jump on an early run here. And we immediately start with the ditto. Well, there's your run here. Just maybe had an extra yellow, but we go into green now, and it's a 3-card switch. That is going to give Bob Ross a bit of a cushion here, but Mihael's going to dig into that a little bit. It's going to be cinema. Would require a big comeback from Bob Ross, but definitely still in the picture. Again, this is best of 9, so someone needs to get the 5 games first. Mihael at 4. But we are still running on the greens here. Will we see a green 4 this time, or are we going to continue to avoid the 4s?
Well, I mean, if it's not a green 4, it's a green 3, and there's Ridley's green 3, so we can't have either one, I don't think. I think we're going to see a green 1. That's going to be crazy. Crazy work. 6 minus 5 is 1. Come on. Come on. Where it at?
We'll see. It's going to be a red 5, so we are going into another color.
I knew that.
Bob Ross looking to cook something here. It's just going to be a red 7. And Bob Ross with the power play. Mihael does not, so Bob Ross, if he needs to, can use it defensively to stop a run, but he also may want to save it for a game win of his own. Red 4. And Mihael draws as well, and this is certainly not looking good because the momentum is kind of stalled out for Mihael here.
It's going to be Bob Ross up by 3 now, and he does also have the possession arrow, so it's going to be a big lead for him. Slash lead in half. Red 2 now.
Mihael looking for
Here
a
comes
switch here,
Mihael.
probably. Gets it, but goes in the blue. I mean, really just going to have to try to find a way to get Bob Ross to draw. Doesn't find it there. Blue 1. Bob Ross is at 3. Gets another light switch into yellow, and he is trying to find a weak color, and he has found it. Finds it on yellow. And a +2 as well, and a big run here, and Mihael has suddenly switched the game around in just a few seconds.
Down to 3. Bob Ross running out again. Ooh, now draw
Mihael
city
runs out.
now.
Ultimately, that's going to play defensive, but Bob Ross gets the top deck red 8. Mihael with no red, though.
Clear 2 color now
Ooh,
for
+2.
Mihael.
Oh, and a +6.
Oh, that's going to be huge.
Oh,
That's
+6.
massive.
Is this going to be a finish? This is going to be
Not
risky.
so fast.
I mean, this will be risky if he leaves it open. He leaves it open.
Oh.
Or not, well, not fully open, but like he leaves a chance for Mihael to respond.
Plus 12, and it's open. The opportunity for revenge is alive and well.
It's gonna be an interesting call.
There
Mihael's
it is.
Mihael's just gonna go for the safe option here with a +4. I don't blame him on that. Doesn't want to take any risks here, especially since he has some of the leverage to do so.
Obviously, Bob Ross just didn't have it because he obviously would have power played there. He did still have it.
I feel like Bob
just
Ross.
No way he didn't have it.
Well, I feel like Bob Ross could want to wait until another game though, because I don't know if he wants to use it right now.
No, but I'm saying if he did have the finish, he would have just played right there and ended it.
Yeah, that is true, but we are in red now. Again, I don't know how much ammo Mihael has after that, but for Bob Ross, still low. He's at 4. Bob Ross taking a second to think on this.
And Mihael's still way up there with 13, so the gap is really wide.
Yeah, Mihael's gonna need a few more turns before you can get into potential finish territory. Bob Ross is taking a second though to think on this. That is true. If the next turn does happen, we'll see.
It might. To play or not to play, that is the question.
Alright, Bob Ross does not realize it's his turn, and he checks the table and draws.
That's fun. That's funny. I like that. I like that. Round of applause.
There's your 4. So
There we go. So
and more 4s.
switch on the floor.
Blue 4 is going to end up being a yellow 4. Do we see a green 4 for the rainbow in the finale? Would kind of be fitting. No, nothing. No yellow from Bob Ross. Does Mihael have a green 4? I mean, that technically would count as a rainbow. We don't get it anyway. It's going to be yellow 8. And now Bob Ross is drawing here, and it's not what he wants. And Mihael looking to cut some of this gap back as he plays around the colors here. Goes back in the blue. Bob Ross is able to play that, but I mean, I think Mihael is trying to grab control of this game here, and he has been controlling these colors for the last minute or so. Ooh, wild red. Frees up should free up Bob Ross here. Question is, can Mihael keep it rolling on the red here? We saw him play some earlier. No, he cannot. And some of that momentum is going to die there. It's going to be +2 red reverse. Big run here. Maybe the finish.
Yeah, you might be it.
JK,
Yeah. Well,
no, he draws on the reverse.
Keeps it open. Wow.
Ooh,
All right, so he didn't have it then.
That's an interesting call, but Mihael's still drawing on the red. Cannot find anything. It gets a... Oh my god, the top deck wild.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Mihael might be feeling it now.
I swear, if he gets +2 out.
Oh, and he has a
my
+2 to
God.
respond. Gets into blue, though, so leaves the green open. 8-4. Back into green on the 0. Mihael might have green, but he
He's
wanted to
got
probably hold off on it.
That shouldn't matter. He's got that those 2 extra freshies, so it shouldn't really matter what he's got.
Green
He's gonna
4.
have something else.
It's
He
true.
could have picked up 2 yellows for all we know.
That is true. There is your green 4.
And there's the green 3.
Got both the colors, the cards people are obsessed over. And we go back in the blue. Might have given Bob Ross what he needed. He's down to 2. No, does not have it. Again, some of the fake outs here. Mihael looking to keep this rolling here. You really just got to play careful on these numbers. Does
Going
not get
into
it
yellow
there.
now,
Yellow
yeah.
switch right away. And Mihael is drawing now. Not what he wanted. Gets the Uno on the yellow. And this is really going to be a tough spot to read from Mihael's perspective. +4 blue. Held onto it. Didn't want... was able to hold on to it. And keeps the game alive for now. But burns that option for a finish. And we get a wild red here. Another wild from Bob Ross. And Mihael is drawing once again. Ultimately a defensive play from there from the +4, but I think that potentially gave Bob Ross the wild there. But finds the blue switch. So that's another number that goes wrong, and now Bob Ross is drawing. Now the momentum swings to Mihael's side. Blue reverse, green reverse is at Uno. This could be series. This could be
my
series point here.
goodness.
What
He's
does Bob
at
Ross do?
check.
Green 3.
One more for the win.
Doesn't get
Is
it.
gonna...
No.
No.
He is iced.
That's intense. This is intense. 3-2 now. Bob Ross looking to stay alive here. He's gonna have to find something, most certainly.
He needs to. He's probably just praying there's not a top deck going on for Mihael here because he is in that territory. Green 7, 2-2. Mihael with nothing here. Can Bob Ross get the Uno or does he draw? He draws, and now we're stuck in a draw city again. This is the longest game of the series once again. So we're about to hit 10 minutes.
It's still only game 6 here, or excuse me, game 7.
Gets a green 2 off the top. Another green 2. Get 2 green 2s pop up from the draw city. And another top deck on the 6. Bob Ross is staying low here. If he can find the switch, that's
Still
gonna be
filling
big.
up our
No,
hands now. Filling up our hands here.
I mean a lot of top decks here on the green just not really able to find a switch right now. This green is being very sparsely given here. And green is finally gone. Yellow skip, no yellow for Mihael after that though. Leaves the door open, the skips here.
There are so many doors open. I just wonder if they're tap decking these and getting rid of them, because you can't really build off of anything if you've only got the one.
Another draw here. 25 cards left in the deck here. Another yellow 5. Drawing again. And we have another draw sitting on yellow here, so it's really going to be coming down to what they have on blue and red. Gets a potential top deck +4. Blue skip. Looking for the big run here. And the Uno on Wild Red is going to be a check.
Ooh.
12 cards from Mihael. Can he find the block here? Yep, Bob Ross did not call power play, so Mihael has a chance to respond. And another +4 to save the game, so once again, +4 being used to stop it, and that is the last +4, so looked like it didn't seem like Mihael had many other options though, but no more +4s left, no more wilds left as well. Bob Ross out on yellow. Didn't seem to get much from that +4 there, but we get a quick switch to blue. We got 13 cards left for a reshuffle. Bob Ross still with no blue. 2 color. Not what he needs here as Mihael keeps rolling, but he does get the switch into red. Could this be a situation of opposite hands?
Definitely got to start thinking about that reshuffle now. We're at 12 cards remaining in the deck.
4 to 5, 4 to 4. This is tied up, but Mihael has the advantage here. Red 3, red 9 keeps rolling on the red here. Maybe a little frustration from Bob Ross. No, he's got a power play. Red skip. Red 8. Green 8 doesn't even call the Uno here, but good power play to get the connection there. I'm not sure if Mihael had a finish, but Bob Ross able to close that one out, and now it is 4-3, but he just used the power play there, so gonna have to win these last two. Alright, so and there probably didn't really matter too much, but that is a spot where you really can't tell. But Bob Ross uses the power play. It is now 4-3. Really wild game there in general. But Bob Ross, any thoughts through a very long game here, but another one that was hard fought, and you do get the win, but you do use the power play in the end. I'm not sure if Bob Ross can. There you go.
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
Very long game for that one, but a hard-earned win there. But you did use the power play at the end. But any general thoughts on that one and just the feelings throughout that?
Yeah, no, like I could have maybe gotten away with not using the power play there, but there have been like 10 fake finishes that game, and I just wasn't confident at that point in me being able to pull it out without the power play, and I just really didn't want Mihael getting the momentum back in that game. So I just thought I'll use it. If it burns me, it burns me. But now I just got 2 games to go, and you know how I play under pressure. I think I still got the momentum going, and I think I'm looking good right now.
All right, we'll go to Mihael here. I mean, the momentum's kind of shifted to the side of Bob Ross here, and he's now halfway to completing this comeback. Both used the power play, so these last 2 games are going to be straight up. But I mean, any feelings here as last 2 games have not really gone the way you needed them to? Mihael going to type this one. You can see what he can do here. And again, this could ultimately be a situation where this could be a pivotal match, a pivotal upcoming game here, because we've talked about this before, and I mean, go back to the resume. Bob Ross has won pretty much all of his series so far, besides the round of 32 in the last game situation. So Mihael might want to avoid that, but we'll see what he has to say here. Had to use all my ammo on defense while playing from behind, so I wasn't able to put together much offensively. 2 chances to finish it off. We'll see what happens. All right, Tapir, I mean, any thoughts on this upcoming game here? I mentioned it before, but Bob Ross has taken all but one of his games to the final one and won all of them. But do you think that's something that maybe linger in both players' minds as we go into this next one? Tapir. I think we have lost Tapir.
Oh no. Hold on. Yeah, I actually don't know where he is right now.
All right. I mean, Yoshi, any thoughts on what I just asked?
Yeah, there's a lot to think about, right? Because I think Bob Ross, he had an opportunity to use the power play earlier, as Mihael said, when he played the +4 into a wild red, and that probably made him feel like, okay, I missed an opportunity then. I probably shouldn't pass on it again. I think you may as well, like, even if you really want to save it to the end, that doesn't mean, like, as many people like to save it to the end, at the end of the day, that doesn't always mean you're going to get the chance to use it with that strategy. So if you want to, in a way, it is better to make sure you use it so that that you've done the best you could. Because you potentially miss an opportunity to steal a game, whether it be offensively or defensively. So I think we don't see a lot in D2 where power plays are used up early. I mean, it's not even early, but not to the end at least. So we're going into the last 1 or 2 games. This is gonna really, this is gonna be a true test for both, because I feel like for both these guys, they're going in now without power plays, which they're kind of used to now.
I think Bob Ross is good. I know he likes muting during the actual games, but yeah, I mean, game 8. This is the Bob Ross last call, but no power play. We'll see what he goes with here. He does have to call still, but I mean, this is gonna be an interesting game because, again, he still needs to win this one. But after that, it's gonna be game 9. He might want to. He's gonna try to get this game 9 here because he's been really good in these last game situations. But 12 is gonna be the choice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the story of this series is, if it goes 9, you would expect Bob Ross to win, because how many times has he won at the last game? But if it doesn't go 9, then you would think Mihael wins. But we're gonna find out. This could be the deciding game, even though it's not the last game, or it might not be the last game.
My prediction was 5-3 here, so we'll see. But Yell 3's the opener, but Mihael's gonna get a quick double to take the lead outright, though. Gives himself the advantage. And Bob Ross is going to take it right back with a +2, and it's going to be a bit of a run of his own. A lot of ammo on this yellow early on.
Yeah, we see Bob
card.
Ross.
5-card run there. And
he likes to be aggressive early.
Yeah, meanwhile, Mihael thrown right back to where he started with 12, and then we run on blue.
We'll see. Does he have more blues?
Oh my, man, this is looking like a really good hand from Bob Ross here. This might be what he needs.
See, yeah, but now, okay. So Mihael So Mihael might think about, okay, I think he's fishing for ammo now, because he doesn't have the cards, it seems.
Gets a yellow 4 switch. I mean, he desperately needs to find a draw here because Bob Ross has been rolling in this game. +4, and that might be a really quick play on A. No, it's only the Uno. Only the Uno. Had the call out ready this time, though, but Bob Ross had the Uno.
Wait, is Tapir back?
No.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
For Mihael, I mean, if he has ammo, it might be forced out here. They're at +2 to save the game for now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the strategy that I think Bob Ross likes. trying to go aggressive early regardless if he has the hand or not. And we'll see if the switch pays off here. I don't know.
I mean, Mihael is taking risks here. Bluno again. I don't know if he's gonna have a
Okay.
+4. I don't know if he's gonna have a +2 rely on this time. Blue 0. We'll see if this ends up
Well-
working out. It does.
Not blue. Okay. Just had to make sure it wasn't blue, really.
I mean, I think I say it. Well, God. Oh
No, the
man, gets the
8.
yellow 8. Crossover
Well,
back into the blue.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, that's
block
gonna
there.
work.
Had it covered. Getting really
Now Bob
tense
Ross is
right
looking.
now.
He's looking for that top deck. That's the big key here. He's fishing for that top deck. And Mihail's gonna have to draw it though, so this could be good. Oh,
There is a top deck. It's into the 2. Blue 3. Draws
it doesn't have the
again.
3. Ridley, unfortunately, there's no green 3 to finish.
I think Mihail's playing a lot of defense here. He's getting a lot of
No
top decks.
way!
He is staying in this range here. Draws on the 1, doesn't get
No
it.
one. Okay. It's about the number now.
This is
If
a
it
problem.
keeps getting blue numbers.
This is a problem for Mihail though, because Bob Ross is still staying in this range. He is still in that area where he could capitalize off it. And there is the top deck right there. It might be the +4.
It's
Might have found it. There it is.
Oh,
Wow.
with the
And-
9.
That is an insane difference on the wilds. Bob Ross 11-3 on the wilds.
Oh,
I just noticed that, but Bob Ross 1 game away, and suddenly what was a 4-1 really good spot suddenly has turned into a 4-4 situation as we jump into midnight. Bob Ross, you were able to get a really good starting hand. Couldn't quite find the finish there, but again, stayed resilient with the top decks and was able to finally find something. Any comments here as we go into a territory you're very familiar with? Bob Ross? If you're saying something, we can't hear you. No.
that's interesting.
Okay. Well, gonna need to rejoin. Still nothing.
Hello?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, hi guys. Sorry, what was the question?
Question was, I mean, you got a pretty good hand to start off, but couldn't quite find the finish right away, but was able to stay resilient with the draw city and get the top deck. And force game 9, which is a territory you're pretty comfortable with this tournament. I mean, any comments here? You were down 4-1, but now it is tied 4-4 with 1 game left to decide everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got really lucky that game. I won't sugarcoat it, but I mean, I kept the momentum going. I thought about trying to save my power cards, but it's like I won 2 games in a row. If I fluster right off the bat by putting some ammo in, then he's going to be playing on the defense, and it almost didn't work out. But the bot decided I wanted to see game 9, and now we're right back where I've always wanted to be. The game 9, I am 4-0 in game 9s this tournament, and I intend to make it 5-0. So I mean, who knows? Maybe Mihael has the clutch gene too, but I'm really glad I got this game 9. I think it's looking good for me right now, but who knows? Mihael's definitely not going to go down easy, so it'll be a good game.
This will be the, I believe, the 3rd finale we've seen in the regular season that it goes to the final game here. 4th in D2 history, but I mean, Mihael, shades of Tournament 2 last season coming back into play here. Is it's 1 game to decide it all now. I mean, any comments here on what you feel you take from that experience from last time to try and reverse course and change history and this time be the one that comes out on top in this final game? Again, I think the one difference here from last time is Mihael is going to have the card start this time, so he will get to choose that. He did not get the choice last time in Tournament 2 last season, so that could be a pivotal difference. Just one of many games.
Yeah, I
Gonna have to
hear
win
it.
it like the others.
Anyway, so yeah, honestly, like this, I mentioned it before, not in like a stream, but at some point, I mentioned that the last 3 games, if not including this one, have went 9, and now we're going to game 9 for the last match. I mean, Bob Ross. Bob Ross has had this story of just, it doesn't matter if he's down. He can win. You can never count him out. And I mean, Mihael has done really well, even despite losing the last 3 games in a row. It just comes down to this last one. I mean, you've gotten 4 chances to win, and this is your one. This is your, if you really got to get that. This is now the time to get that win, because, I mean, it's now or never. And I mean, I'm just excited. I don't know. Mihael could pick 15 or 7. We don't know what the last card start's going to be. This is going to be ridiculous. And yeah, I think Tapir's asleep, by the way.
Yeah, I think Tapir lights are out right now, but this is the final game here. All the marbles here. Who will get their auto berth into the D2 Championship, and who will have to wait it out in Tournament 4 to fight to get in? We'll find out here. Mihael has the final card start of the night. Let's see what he picks. Just can't pick
Well,
11.
Okay, it won't be. Well, we won't start right yet, not yet, but yeah, just can't pick 11. And 22. That's not. I don't know about that one. No, I think yeah. To me, it's either 2 options. It's 2 options for me for what Mihail's gonna pick, but he could pick something else.
I don't think 37 is one of those options, but
What?
I mean,
Category 5 finale.
the way
No,
he is
never
the way he is phrasing it, I mean, it could be a full send again, but
Oh God.
all right, there it is.
All right.
Here's the thing. He lost on 7, went back to 7, won on it. He's gonna do the same on 15. Can it work out this time?
Yeah, that is true. That is something to keep in mind here. I will wait for Bob Ross to be back.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I almost forgot. Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm very interested because you go for this full send. There's no power plays. This could come down to who has the better hand, but 15. Oh, okay. I
Well,
thought
he
he was
is
like, I thought he
back.
was picking it, and I was like, wait, what? But yeah, they both agree on 15. Let's do it.
Yellow reverse is gonna be the opener here, so maybe a run early, but we don't usually see people jump on the
That's my card.
reverse skip train right away.
Yeah, ironic. That is my card for D1, and Bob Ross would be the type to go off of this reverse, but Mihael, I mean, he kind of mixes it up. We're gonna see who comes out on top. I mean, both players. We've seen those strengths and we've seen their weaknesses. Who is going to get that last laugh?
Yeah, yellow 3 is gonna be the opener here. Again, game 8 was a mostly plan A run from Bob Ross, who just kind of was able to capitalize off the draw cities towards the end, but Mihael hoping that we don't get a similar situation, at least on his end, but yeah, yellow's, it's going to be a calmer start this time. Only numbers, although second turn we'll see for Bob Ross.
Yeah, I mean, we always have to wait for that early Bob Ross run that he might throw out, but not going to see it.
I don't think this is as powerful of a hand as it was last time, but Mihael has drawn early, which is not necessarily what he needs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, you do kind of reveal a little bit more, but we do go into green now.
Do we see a crossover? Do we keep it green? We do keep it green, but it's going to be a reverse. No, it's actually back into yellow. Wants the yellow to keep rolling.
Trying to isolate early here.
Can you get another switch, though? We are still early.
Yeah.
No, and this is not good for Mihael. As Bob Ross is going to get another draw off Mihael, and we go into blue.
New color and new light for Mihael. Could be opportunity to do something, but I mean, right now, see, it's just mainly numbers, Bob Ross could be saving up for the run, or maybe he just doesn't have a good hand. I mean, it's a tough call right now. Mihael's got to think about this.
Mihael's at 13, Bob Ross 8, so a bit of a gap right now. The yellow is not good for Mihael at the moment, but he goes into red.
Yeah, I mean, just you got to test all those colors.
Ooh, goes
Ooh,
back in the
okay.
blue. I mean, I could see Mihael still run the blue though, so
I think yeah. The thing is, you start to see like what Bob Ross is doing. I mean, even if you can't switch back into red to test it, I think this is good to keep in mind, right? My hill with 12 cards, it doesn't seem like he has anything, but maybe that's what
oh
he's trying to
my
do. Hey,
god!
oh wait, wow. How many
He
cards?
he just threw a plus 20.
Oh,
That is
okay.
a crazy call to go for it in game 9 to decide the tournament.
All right.
That is a huge risk.
Bob Ross doesn't fight back. He's just gonna let it go.
That
That's
is almost
interesting.
28 to 3. Just need a few different changes, but 26 card comeback noted.
Ooh. Okay.
This would be the
I think
ultimate
some of those
comeback at
you
this point
wait.
after being down 4-1 and
He's
then
just
having 26.
blue 0.
I with the Bob Ross with the switch the blue.
See, you guys are saying this, but what if my hill just gets the run?
I mean, if Mihael gets the run, that's ultimately just going to be a little bit too passive. Draws. Okay,
Okay, whoa,
so
whoa.
this
Here
is
we
going to
go.
help Bob Ross. Now he's got control of this. Just got
The
to be.
0 switch pays off.
It's got to be careful though because he's got to make sure he's walking on the right
The number, yeah.
the right number here.
9.
Gets top deck
Well,
blue 8, so
okay.
still alive. Picks another number. Blue 2. Gets the 2.
Nice.
Alright, and has the double. I mean, that's kind of expected there when you're in this spot, so another draw from Mihael.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think like after you see this position, right? You think my hill is not in a good spot, but Bob Ross is still at over 20 cards, and the comeback might be too much. Too much. It might be too many cards. We'll have to see, but you know, this isn't the worst place for my hill to be in.
Ooh,
So you
finds the
finally
red
get some
3.
switch here.
Can he get a... Does he get a crossover, though? Yeah, but I
But if
think... Oh,
no,
what he... Okay, there we go. He's back. We heard
what
you
happened?
sleeping. We heard you sleeping, Sapir.
Oh, what? There's no way. Must have just dozed off. My
Yes, way.
apologies.
Yes,
That
way.
is
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
thought I
just
heard
said,
snoring, but
I don't know. It just must have been a cat here, because I have a cat on my chest here. It makes
oh,
it very hard to talk. So, I kind of just pushed her off. Must have just come back. So,
yeah,
my
we're in game 9.
apologies.
Alright, well, running into red now. Ooh, that's another switch from Mihael. I think the biggest thing is... The hard thing for Bob Ross is really what is going to be the remaining hand for Mihael. We know blue kind of sucks for him right now, but... where is there a potential run in the making, or has he just got numbers? That's really going to be the big question.
Okay.
Well, he's at 19.
He could draw,
He
but
could draw.
um,
He does draw. He can't draw after this, though.
oh
Green
boy.
screen, green
Yeah,
skip, green 4.
you have to play something here.
Unless you literally don't have anything.
Yeah.
But, like, that's going to have to be, like, a private confirmation with Yoshi. Alright, there we go. Green 3.
Oh, well, maybe he just got that. Oh, Ridley.
That's going to be a big problem for Bob Ross, though.
But yeah, I feel like green is definitely what Myhale's looking for. Given the fact that he doesn't have any, you'd think Myhale would. And now he's at 4. You know, he could be just waiting to get that run. I mean, he's typing a little bit.
I mean, can Mihael keep this going, get closer and closer? Because, I mean, I think the biggest thing for Bob Ross here is I think he does definitely have at least a little ammo in some capacity. I mean, that would be insane if you don't have any from a plus 20, but it's just going to be when you use it.
Uh-oh. That might be
That's
it.
gonna be a lot there.
Unless Bob Ross has ammo. He has to use it here.
It's a bold call. There's the plus 4. You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, I mean, you think that Okay.
All right, here comes some of the ammo here. +6. Make that +10.
Oh my.
There's a response. He did ask for it.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Bob Ross knew.
despite that, Mihael still has the lead. It's 13-15.
Yeah. Interesting.
I sure
But
hope not,
I
because
guess
that would be a league record for a game.
for Mihael, he with what he had left, he had to play that. So okay, hold on.
Ooh.
Bob Ross nothing.
That is that 2-color off 15? That is gonna be interesting to watch out for.
Oh boy.
Yellow it's got the ditto here. Self ditto. Another draw
Yeah,
from
2
Bob
plus
Ross.
2's left, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if we're really
Yeah, I
going
mean,
to see the +2s here at this point. A lot of them already been used up.
yeah, I mean, this is going to come down to just how will they use the rest of their hand. I mean, Mihail's still pretty far ahead.
I mean, these are the 2 weak colors we've seen from Bob Ross. I mean, he has green here, but it's like he's shown discomfort from it before, but we're not really going to see much of
Okay.
it. Switch to blue. Blue and red seems to
Yeah,
be what Bob Ross is more comfortable on, but Mihail's kind of going all over the board.
yeah, the thing is with blue, I think he's going to have some now, which now gives Bob Ross kind of questions on, does he want to keep it blue now? Okay, well,
Oh,
there's your answer.
no blue. We've not really seen a lot of red so far.
It does get a 1, which does help.
Yeah, but
We're
the
starting to
problem,
run out of blue numbers, actually.
blue reverse. Ooh, gets into the
Yeah, as
red
I
now.
say that, we're getting out of it.
Red skip.
Ooh, wait, this
Red
is a
skip.
huge run.
Big run. Red 9. 6-7 now.
The game is evened out.
It's a 5-card run there. Red 9. Red
Well,
2. I
Ross
mean,
with the
this is
red
really
2.
getting down to the wire. Again, no power play here, so we're not going to see it. It's going to be clean finish here. There's the
Okay.
green. It's you don't really know what Bob Ross can do here. He is able to play it. And I think that could be it.
Down to the wire here. You saw a
Let's
lot of
see.
that red coming out there at the end.
It's not
Everyone's saying,
working.
"Oh, like dang, we wanted the comeback to happen," but I think Mihail's eventually
My phone. Oh, wow. That's a 4-card run to the end, and Mihail wins. Meteorological May gets redemption from the loss in Tournament 2 last season. And at the end of the day, Mihail is going directly to the D2 championship as my headphones keep failing me. Hopefully that works. There we go. Finally. Mihail prevents the comeback, gets the win, and wow, that was a very tense final game, all things considered. It's here, Yoshi. Can you say something just to make sure the headphones are working again?
okay.
There we go.
So
Now you're good. Yeah, you're good. I ain't got one up on bro no more. He won a tourney vow finally.
I mean, insane ending
Took him long
there.
enough, So, but that's crazy. That's crazy. Glad obviously woke up just in time, right? Quick little power nap just to see bro take home the entire thing. So
for sure.
obviously it was fitting for a game 9, clearly. Just because all good things happen on game 9s.
That is true, but Mihail missed out on the D2 championship last season. He will not have to worry about this season. He is in the field, makes it in. Mihail will go to you. I mean, what are the thoughts here? Very nearly lost it at the end, but was able to just find a way to keep yourself alive and got the job done in Game 9, denied Bob Ross the comeback and the tournament win. I mean, any thoughts here? And just the feelings or emotions here as you win the tournament and you were in auto berth unlocked into the D2 championship.
that
Yeah.
comment by Bob Ross there. I tried my best, but he came a lot closer than a lot of people ever would. Like down to a game 9 where with a run that nobody really ever saw coming. So huge respect, Bob Ross there. Like, come on. That's good. That's a great drive right there. Game 9 down to the wire. So great showing from him this tournament.
Yeah, massive respect to Bob Ross on the breakout run here. He now will enter the at-large bubble here, but I mean, I think the biggest thing for him is he has some pretty good wins under his belt, so that will be somewhat in his favor, but we'll have to see how that all shapes out. But gonna have to fight in tournament 4 to make the D2 championship as an at-large, but he does at least have the LCQ to lay back on if all goes wrong there.
Yeah, and also even more impressive for Bob Ross because he was one of the few people who had a breakout run because there weren't too many like low seeded players that got very far other than Bob Ross.
And again, I think really brings up a good point there also. But again, with this going the full distance here, every game win mattered, and using the power play there could very well have been the difference. Mihael's still typing up a bit. While Mihael's typing, we'll go to Bob Ross here. I mean, that's a heartbreaking way to end it there. Did get plus 20 earlier to go to the plus 26 to get up to 26, and you were looking to slowly make your way down. Ultimately, you come up 5 cards short. But any comments on this game here? The comeback and just in general, how this tournament shaped up and what you're looking at going into Justice July.
Yeah, I mean, like, it sucks. But, like, at the end of the day, one does not, like, come back from a plus 20 deficit in game 9 of the final match. But, you know, like, I don't know, like, I don't really have much to be upset about. I went down 4-1. Maybe, like, that was probably kind of on me for being a horrible scheduler and having bad memory, so I planned a party during when the game was supposed to start. So I played like the first 4 or 5 games with people at my house that I was trying to like manage while also playing Uno. So yeah, that probably didn't help, but like, you know, I think I was very close to doing something historic. I almost came back 4-1 from a 20 card deficit in the finals, which I think would have been great. But I mean, like, it's whatever. I think I showed everyone that like I do, like, I'm a problem in this league. Like, I don't really think I was on anyone's map before, and you know, I think because let's see, I think I faced a lot of decent players. I went 4-1, I guess. Now I have to say that in game 7/9s. Like, I don't think anyone really expected me to come 1 game short of winning this tournament, and so overall, you know, I'm proud of what I did this tournament. I don't think my success went unnoticed, even though I didn't win. And you know, Mihael was good. You know, he had the upper hand on me the whole time, except for like game 6 to 8. But you know, yeah, just couldn't quite close it out. But it was a good run regardless.
Yeah, again, some really good wins throughout this tournament. J Money, White Spider, and Came Red, just name a few. But we'll see how it goes for Bob Ross tournament 4. He has put himself in a great spot here as he looks to fight as an at-large to make the D2 championship. Was not really in that position, but coming into this tournament, but comes out in a good spot. But we'll read what Mihael has to say here. Feels good. It's been a long time in the making. This time it finally worked out. No matter how many times it felt like the comeback was inevitable, just had to make it interesting for the fans. And then goes off on his opponents and thanking them. So Jay Gibbs, Tonya, Gio, Ami, Sion, of course, Bob Ross, hell of a series, hell of a tournament. I'll see you all in the D2 championship. Well, that will do it. I mean, Tapir, any final thoughts on this series? I mean, it was looking like Mihael all the way at the start, but Bob Ross really swung things back in his favor in the back half of this, and really made this intense series and almost had the comeback. But your general thoughts on the series and the tournament as we now go into the fate deciding Justice July here, which will have a lot of fun theming with streams as we get into it.
Yeah, I mean, this was exactly what I expected from Hale here. Great showing from him. Game 9, like I said, Game 9 is always a really intense battle. All good things happen on Game 9s. 8-9 there. So really great job, Bob Ross. Once again, great job for him. I don't think anybody expect. If you right at the beginning of the tournament, if you'd asked me to pick 2 people that you think would be in the final, Mihael would have been one of them, but Bob Ross wasn't even on my radar, right? So congratulations to him. He really did have that breakout run, as has been mentioned, but it is going to be Mihael into the D2 Championship. I think he is going to go a long way there. I think he's going to have a lot of really great opponents there, but he's going to be able to hold his ground. Obviously, I've said before, him being from UUL, knowing him, we've had a lot of history together. He does have what it takes to make a good, deep, clean run in D2 Championship. And I'm obviously excited to see how that goes. So, once again, congrats to him.
Again, Mihael going to be fighting for a top 4 seeding now, going into just July here again, top 4. We'll get the auto promotion no matter what happens in the playoffs, because with the way the new system goes, it's basically 4 spots for the regular season and 4 spots in the playoffs. So Mihael looking to lock that up and not leave that the chance, as he punches his ticket directly to the D2 Championship and doesn't leave that up for chance. But final thoughts here, Yoshi. We'll go to final thoughts here from Yoshi now. We got our final thoughts runs up here, but Yoshi, any comments from your perspective about this match and what this means for Mihael's career going forward?
Yeah, as far as this match, I think if we look back at both of these players' matches, but at the end, like obviously Bob Ross had almost every match be going to the last game, but I also think Mihael had his fair share of close games as well. He had to. I feel like both these players were very strong in the endurance battle, in terms of series. So I feel like it was definitely, yeah, we talk about Bob Ross and his ability to win in the clutch, but Mihael definitely was just as good as him in that sense as well. So seeing it come down to that at the very end, like it just shows what both players are capable of. But yeah, I mean, Bob Ross made a statement this tournament. J Money almost passed the torch from him to give him the win in the tournament, but I mean, still allowing him to get all the way to second is still, I mean, like it's pretty crazy to think about. He goes from beating J Money, who was the defending champ, to then going all the way to getting the finale. I mean, from it took a lot for him to get there, but it was, I think he really made a statement and is going to shake up the rankings for sure. I think if he gets like at least a win, he's definitely going to need some wins to make sure he gets in that top 10 or that at large. But this is a really good spot for him, for sure. I think Mihael, this was just kind of making sure that he was going to be in the championship no matter what, and putting himself in a good spot to be promoted. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed, but I mean, there's not much left you need to do to keep yourself in, if the way I see it. So, and Mihael's been here since the beginning. I feel like he's been looking for to really get a big run, a potential tournament win, and here we finally see it happen. I think the matches he played in the last, not only this season but also last season, they've all been competitive, and he's played so many good players. It's only a matter of time before he broke. He finally got what he wanted. I'm excited to see how the last tournament goes, because there's still a lot that could happen. Obviously, the top guys are pretty competitive, so I feel like it's going to be, if you're not in that range right now and you want to make the at large, you're gonna have to make a really big run. But if you're already in there, then you can really you're in a good spot. You just need a win or two, and I think you're set. There's a lot still to be played, though, because as we've seen with Bob Ross, we can see someone make a breakout run in T4, and then once again the rankings shake up. There's a lot still left to be played, but I mean, great story to see Mihael being surviving these Category 5 hurricane to make it all the way to the end. I mean, Bob Ross was just barely didn't survive, but I mean, he's still looking strong going into the next tournament. So there's a lot to be excited about, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, that'll do it for us. Meteorological May officially comes to an end here, but we now jump into our final tournament of the regular season, Justice July. That's going to be a fun one. We got so much on the line for a lot of players, people fighting for the at-large bowl, people fighting to make it into the LCQ. There are so many people who are at the 3-4 win range who just need 1 or 2 more wins to get into that LCQ, make the postseason. It's going to all come all down to the wire for this, and then of course, the rest of the field fighting to keep their seasons alive with a big run in the Final Four, regional final, depending on what spot they're at with the season. But everyone's season on the line in some way, shape or form going into this final tournament. It's going to be exciting. Thank you all so much for watching Meteorological May and the Category 5 finale. Congratulations to Mihael on the tournament victory and getting the job done here in a 5-4 match tonight. Really exciting stuff here. But make sure you check us out on our socials, including the YouTube page here. We also have an Instagram, but that's kind of been a bit dormant right now. And then also, of course, the Discord service where we run our matches, and you can come spectate as well. And on behalf of the MREO Commission team, to Pierre for being a co-commentator, Yoshi for being the ref, and everyone else who came out to watch, including our players, thank you all so much for watching this stream, and we will catch you all for Justice July and to gateway ourselves into it. I officially say this stream is adjourned.
This has been a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.